All right, hello everyone, Eric Watson here. Welcome to Chat for the Lost Plane, our weekly live stream post-session discussion where we talk about what just happened during D&D. This is Chat for session 20. If you haven't watched that session yet, please go do that now because there will be spoilers. DM Chris is here.
Hello.
Player Raymond is here.
Hello.
Got Team Pond.
It's true. No, Team Austin, you said.
All right, yeah, I did rename us as Team Austin, that's true. DM, how did you like the party splitting up here?
Fun.
You were prepared for it, at least.
I had a week to prepare for it.
You had a week to prepare,
yeah.
yeah.
Which essentially meant, so I can talk a little bit about what these scenarios might have been had you guys all been there.
Mm-hmm.
I will say they probably wouldn't have played out a whole lot differently. Well, maybe the ghost, because when I looked at what I had built with the ghost ruins, which I guess we can start talking about that one first. My initial idea is that you guys get up to this ghost village and like, all right, we obviously need to make it to that pile of bodies we see in the center of the village. How do we do that without fighting all the ghosts?
Yeah.
Because they're wandering around. Like it was set up almost
like a stealth mission.
Like a video game stealth level.
Yeah,
like enemies with limited field of vision just wandering around.
Hmm.
So
that's true. You mentioned the fact that there were ghosts that were just to the north but didn't get aggroed, to use video game terminology.
And I'll say that's partially because there's only two of you there.
Split party,
yeah. If all five of you had been there and you aggroed the village, maybe you would have aggroed all of the ghosts in the village.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I always thought it was a possibility, but I don't know if I was fully prepared for Tim and Scarlet to go like, all right, we walk up and kill all the ghosts. Okay.
They were kind of built for it.
But yeah. And that was an interesting fight because they were able to, those ghosts are kind of dangerous. Like it's a lot of saving throws. And if you fail some of those saving throws, you get put in a real bad spot.
That would have been really bad for me, for sure.
Right.
But we put our two, I think, best characters in there to deal with that. They didn't have a whole lot of DPS, but just that freaking Spirit Guardian spell, just one of the most powerful spells in the game, I feel like.
Yeah.
He had to roll a lot of concentration checks to keep it up, which he did.
Yep.
He had the saves to back it up. But holy crap, just every round doing that 3d8. How many rounds that fight went, but it was a lot.
Yep. And so he was able to just basically stand there as just a beacon of leashes as they just destroyed everything around him, which is
none of Tim's attacks were very strong. It was just that leech thing alone was so much damage over time.
Yep, it was. It was I don't even know how much damage that one spell did. Which I understand why he didn't want to, because at one point I was like, okay, I was thinking like, all right, he could drop it because Scarlet just turned those ghosts, but he obviously didn't want to drop it.
Yeah. That's like, that was the only bummer that the way that combo worked out, but the Spirit Guardians were way more helpful at that point.
Yeah, they just did so much damage. So yeah, he was able to just stand there and just take. He did take a good amount of damage just because every one of those screams was doing half damage, and it was just like 7, 6, 8, 9.
If she had
7,
managed to fear
8.
all of them or even most of them, then probably would have been worth dropping it. Just because with the knowledge, like, we don't actually have to fight them, we just need to get rid of them and then
get out.
Yeah.
There was I think she feared 3 of 5. I think
that was a tough call at that point.
But yeah, so
they turned into a straight up fight.
It turned into a straight ahead fight. Just ghosts ran at them, used all their abilities, which they don't have. They just have a scream and a claw.
Yeah.
And they're very single-minded creatures. They weren't, metagaming at all, or even recognizing spells or anything like that. So yeah, they were just able to tank. They were to tank all that damage, not fail any or fail hardly any of the many saving throws they had to do.
Were these original creatures that you had done, or you gotten somewhere?
One of them is a Kobold Press creature, I believe, and then the other two I just made variants of that one creature. The Flayed one is a Tomb of Beasts creature.
Oh, okay.
The other two, so here's something I've discovered. If I'm going to throw a lot of slightly lower level creatures at you, which this is one of those situations, I think these are like CR5, I think, which for level 16 guys is nothing. But you can throw a bunch of them at your players. if I'm gonna do that, I have to split them up just because I don't like, like you guys have 5 initiative moments, and then a dozen little guys have 1 initiative moment.
Yeah.
That's odd. In this fight, it's still, because the initiative was like Tim started, Scarlet ended. It's still kind of turned into that where it's like, player goes, all the enemies go, player goes.
Yeah.
But it at least breaks it up a little bit.
That's true.
So,
So creating different variants allows you to have different initiative rolls, basically.
Exactly. Just different roles.
They're essentially the same creature.
Yeah. They all had the same hit die. They all had the same attacks. The only thing that was different was that their screams did different things.
Yeah.
Which, as you can tell, I kind of powered them a little bit because the original one, the one that came from Tomb of Beasts, was the not so bad scream. It was the one where they're just... Oh, wait, no, the flayed one is actually the really bad one, isn't it?
Is that the madness one, or is that the incapacitated?
That's the incapacitated one.
That one seemed bad.
That one's real bad. That one's real bad because they scream and they do 2 claw attacks. And an incapacitated person, I believe it's
auto crit or something.
Auto crit. It's like advantage and auto crit if they hit.
Jesus.
So, yeah. They never failed to that one though.
The only thing that felt weird is they just never did a whole lot of damage with their screams. I guess even when you fail it, it wasn't that much damage. So
no,
it was
wasn't.
all in that side effect.
Yep.
Which they made those saves like every single time.
Yeah.
Super anti-undead.
That's right.
Which is cool because I don't think we fought any undead, and that's like for the Cleric Paladin to like waltz into an undead village. That was fun to watch them do that.
Yeah. So, yeah. And so I you guys can tell me better than I can tell. I try to just base it on time, less like I'm going to give them a round, I'm going to give the other team a round, and more like, all right, we've been going for like 10 minutes with, this team. Now we're going to go back and go 10, 15 minutes with the other team. Did it feel pretty even, or did it feel lopsided at all?
Yeah,
I think it felt even. Yeah, that's what I would say.
Yeah.
I think you did a pretty good pacing job.
Yeah.
It's hard to gauge that too, especially because one team's in combat, the other team's not. It's hard to gauge like how much time is going by, how much you do that stuff. But it felt like you.
Right.
I mean, I don't know what the break. It'd be interesting to see the breakdown, but it felt pretty even to me.
Yeah. I think Tim and Scarlet got a little bit more time in the very beginning because Raymond wasn't here yet. So we're just like them exploring and talking for a little while. And then they got in combat. And now let them have a round in combat, and then I moved to you guys.
Yeah.
But after that, I think it was pretty like I was like, okay, we've got about 10, 15 minutes on to the next people.
That's true.
Right?
It might have ended up like 60-40 by the end, but it felt evenly paced throughout.
So in that regard,
close were we to a fight in that fucking pond?
Pretty close.
Yeah.
And so the pond, which I can move to I don't know if I was on this map already. I was not. Let's move to the map. I want to show you guys some things. So just so you guys know what could have happened in a bad fight.
I recognize what that king is the water genie, basically.
Yes, a Merid. Yeah. Which I think we've only encountered one other of those, the Earth Genie in Tomb, which helped us for a while.
There was an Air Genie in Princes, but I don't think you ever fought him. He was
okay.
Who do you talk to?
Gotcha. Oh, that's right. And I do remember that.
I used a similar voice.
Like a genie.
Yep. So yeah, he's a water genie, basically. Yeah. And he just thinks he's the king of the pond or king of the island.
That was funny. I was like, oh, it's a social scene. Okay.
yeah. But had all 5 of you been there and it had become a combat, it would have been a pretty decent combat because these Ningyo fish they all have attacks. They all have things they can do in combat if the Merid order them to do it. And I'll show you. The kelp actually is a monster if I want it to be. If the Merid wants it to be.
Oh, wow.
And these kelp things, they're called kelp eels. They're bad. They wrap around people and pull them underwater and just squeeze the air out of them.
Oh, wow.
So the Merid had some things up his sleeve. It could have gone really bad if you guys had really angered him. But I also didn't think there was a huge chance that you guys would get into combat here because he's a vainglorious idiot. So that's kind of, you guys recognize that and like, okay, we
Yeah.
can play this guy. Let's do that at the social scene.
Yeah. We'd have to like really fuck things up to get to that point.
Yeah. And so as soon as it was only the three of you in that area, I got rid of the Kelpie altogether. I was like, okay, they're never going to show up at all.
Mhm.
But I was like, okay, I'm going to replace that. This is my decision making over the last week, as I knew you guys were splitting. I replaced the Kelpie eels being a combatant with the skill checks required to get down into the kelp
Yeah.
because it's so thick. I didn't end up doing anything with the fish because it was like only if you guys aggro the Merid. And yeah. So yeah, you guys did a pretty complex social
Yeah.
encounter here.
It's a skill
All,
checks.
all four of the players who were there, all four of the PCs, Gillian, Styx, Kaylin, and Kether, were all doing things to like play the
True.
situation.
Yeah, it was fun. It was different. I enjoyed the chance to just have a duplicitous social sequence, I guess.
Mhm.
More
Yeah.
entertaining, like, one combat to another combat, back to another combat to another combat.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it.
it's very true. That would have been that would have been confusing because I would have had to skip initiative numbers depending on who I'm with, because all the initiatives just go in the same like list, right? So it would have been like,
does
all
it not
right,
change map to map?
no, it doesn't. You guys were all looking at the same initiative page.
But if you,
Well, when you were on the map scene, the turn order had nothing on it.
yeah,
Oh, that's because they weren't there.
maybe it.
So I
maybe
wonder
it-
if you guys wouldn't have seen anybody who's not on that
maybe
map
you
page.
see everything, but
I do. So it still would have been confusing for me
That
because
would've
I would have had
been,
to been like, all right, we're in the Tim Scarlet fight, so I got to skip all the ghosts. Now it's
Oh,
Kaylin's
interesting.
turn. All right, now I got to skip Tim. All right, now it's yeah.
I think it was a good split too. Like the party
It
members
ended
were
up being a
fun.
good
Yeah.
split because you guys were able to do your duplicitous. You know, you had your bard and your
Yeah.
rogue.
yeah, Scarlet would have fucked that up. It's like a lot.
You sure would have.
we can't play a con when she's around.
That's
It's
right.
true, right? She wouldn't accept him as the lord or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably not. She probably would try to like talk him down or like try to convince him he's like, oh, there's no kings here.
Mhm. And then the other team had like a lot of good resistances and charged
Yeah.
off a lot of the effects.
Yep.
I'm sure if we were there killing Ketra, we'd probably fail.
I
and
was
just,
say I would have failed all those
go
wisdom.
about blindly.
Those wisdom saves.
Ghost-
Any of those hit me, it would have been bad news.
Yeah.
A +2.
Yeah, I
That's
think
it.
it would have wasted time as we took our turn, but we couldn't do anything because we're blind.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of them incapacitates you to do absolutely nothing during your turn.
Although if they would have sat
One of
there and
them-
tanked them all, we could have just sat back and shot them too. So
That's true. One of them makes you, which I kind of hoped this would go off because I just thought it was funny. One of them makes you randomly attack someone around you. So like, if all of you had been there, maybe
Yeah.
one of you could have attacked your friends. And the other was blind, which that blind actually did go off twice.
2 crit fumbles this session.
Yes.
We go entire
Yeah.
sessions, mini sessions without any crit fumbles.
Without any, yeah. In the past, we've had a couple crit fumbles where you guys have been very willing to use your inspiration.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I see a 1. Nope, I'm not doing that. Inspiration. Let's reroll that.
Yeah.
Which I think Tim did have inspiration from last session, but I think you're just like, I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take the consequences.
It's fine.
Well, he used his inspiration earlier. I thought he
That's right, he did, didn't he?
Oh.
On
failed
one of
something
the
and still
saving
leave it
throws.
worse. Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't work. Yeah, I remember that. So he didn't have it.
Covered a lot of ground.
Yes, we did. You guys got
Splitting up.
through, yep, 2 of the sections. So, yeah. I do wonder, though, well, I will say this. You guys covered a lot of ground in terms of the Merid encounter. If you guys had played it the same way with all 5 of you there, it would have taken almost the exact same amount of time because it was all social, like, I do this, I do that.
Yeah.
I do think maybe the ghost fight, if you had all 5 had been there, the ghost fight probably would have gone faster because 5 of you against a team of ghosts is probably would have been.
That's true. Yeah, because they had to play it very defensively and tanky, so they were lasting
Yeah.
a long time, just letting those
Yeah.
leeches do the damage, and then Scarlet, like, killing them when she could.
Yep. Scarlet asks, he gave you the info. Yeah, exactly. Scarlet asked, you didn't lie to the Merit.
Hell no, we're gonna tell about the jewels. We're gonna split that shit. We ran that con.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah, that would be fair enough if you guys just like we're not gonna tell them about anything we got.
What happened at the pawn stays. At
It was-
the pawn.
It was an empty pond. There was a code on the bottom. We got the code. We left.
We left. Everybody's happy. Nobody massaged anybody. It was perfectly fine. Don't make this weird.
That's right.
Sure, Sticks will talk all about it.
That's right. Oh, God.
No, he was busy. Actually,
He was underwater the whole time. He almost
Yeah.
suffocated.
That's true. He didn't see it.
Which I have a feeling if Styx suffocates, with such a low HP, he probably would have blinked out of existence again. Poor
Probably.
Styx gets killed by everything.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the
That's what I
familiars.
worried about.
The familiars do not scale
Yeah.
for higher level.
I assuming that Styx has his memory. I was like, what if Styx sees a symbol and then dies before he gets back to us?
Oh no, that would be bad. I think
Man.
he must retain everything though when he gets pooped.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know the rules on that, but I was like, oh man, that'd all be for naught if he just poofed and then no one else saw the symbol.
That's
Yeah.
right. The one person who saw the symbol is
Go
gone.
back to the pond.
And now the Merit's angry with you.
So are we gonna reconvene at the volcano together? Are you gonna have us
Yep.
do that?
Yep. I'm basically gonna like fast travel you all to the volcano at this point because
Yeah.
you're all headed there. You
Yeah.
agreed you're gonna meet there. And Team Pond is gonna get there earlier because you guys are closer, but I'll just,
Maybe we can investigate the pendant.
Oh yeah, we need to
That's
divide
right.
up our jewels
Yeah.
before the others show up.
Yep. While
think
Tim and
we-
Scarlet are heading up, you guys can split your
Six
ill-gotten
rings?
gains.
You said 6 rings and a pendant.
Yep, 6 rings and a pendant. That's right.
And then
That'd be cool if the rings were all magical. Hint, hint.
Give us a bunch of magical rings.
Yeah, kind of like the Infinity Stones.
That's right. Yeah.
There are 6 of them.
Yeah. There are 6. Yep. Suddenly you're Thanos. You can just snap all of this away.
that's right.
Snap us back to our worlds.
That's right.
That's the
What-
true objective in this game.
What you'll see when you identify the pendant is what might have happened to you had you actually gotten in a fight with the Merit, what his capabilities were. So that'll be fun.
Cool.
Yeah, you guys made it exactly as far as I thought you were gonna make it. I was like, there's no way that I thought maybe we might make it as far as like me describing you guys going to the volcano and then stopping there.
Mm.
But this was about exactly where I was kind of expecting.
I guess if they had avoided combat in the village ruin completely, we would have been a little bit ahead.
Yeah, you could have been more ahead.
Yeah.
Honestly, that would have been probably a little awkward. Well,
They
I
finished
probably would have let Tim and Scarlet just start doing the volcano.
Yeah.
Like, while you guys are still doing the pod at that point.
Keep
yeah.
splitting.
Keep splitting. Like they
Hold
show up
it.
at the volcano and the rest of your teammates aren't here yet. What do you do?
What would it have taken to avoid a combat? Just sneaking
Stealth.
around?
Sneaking around. Or I thought maybe somebody would Scarlet did end up doing this. Somebody could just draw the attention and just go on like, hey ghosts, come over here. Because the ghosts are
Yeah.
just stupid. They're gonna follow whoever they see. So somebody could have
But
done that.
they had the numbers were against them when they came in there, though. They just had all those ghosts surrounded them.
Yep.
Yeah. All I remember when I came on was that they were trying to spray water and failed.
Yeah, they saw
Yeah,
the
that
first
is- yeah.
ghost they saw was like a magical fire ghost. So they tried to jump out and throw or create water
Throw
on
water,
it, and it
yeah.
didn't work at all. And then they got into combat, and from there it was just, all right, we're fighting.
Which even if I had let that work, it still would have just triggered combat.
Yeah.
So, okay, you do some damage to the fire ghost. All right, he sees you.
Which that water spell doesn't do damage anyway. It's just just a thing that Tim keeps trying to make happen.
Yeah, and I let it happen on the rings because it was
That's
like
true.
physical fire.
You've
But I was like,
you've opened Pandora's
yeah,
box.
I did. But then this one, I was like, no, it's not real fire. He's a ghost.
You just have it be like the fire sizzles off because it's fucking water. Like, what is it? It's
Well, I
just
suppose, yeah.
turns into steam.
Steve, yeah.
Good job. All right. Anything else about this session?
So
We covered everything.
yeah. I will say not that it's a bummer because you guys handled it very well and I like the way it played out. It's very funny, but it's a little bit of a bummer to build all these monsters and then be like, and I'm probably not gonna. Knowing as I'm building them that like they're like a plan B in case things go bad. Like I'm probably not gonna get to use my kelp eel. I'm probably not gonna get to use these fish. It's just. They're there because there's got to be some threat if they, if they do go bad.
But I never experienced much of that because I always use just the built-in stuff, and they tend to do most of this. I mean, there were entire areas I missed doing in Tomb that I talked about, but
right.
I never did.
I remember you said,
but that stuff's already in there. I didn't have to make it.
Yeah, right. You didn't have to do anything with it. Yeah.
So you told us what you kind of anticipated for the ghost area. I'm curious, what did you think might have happened in the pond area?
You did exactly what I thought you were gonna do, right? Which is just pretend to be someone, because I've seen you do it before in this campaign. Just like someone thinks you're something, and you just go like, "Yes, I am that." Let me see how I can turn this to my advantage.
Later, right into his hands.
You did kind of feed that by calling us servants,
right? Yes. So I was like. Catherine's probably gonna just lie and say yes, we're servants and try to get it in that way. I did not see what I did not have any idea how you guys were gonna do is how you're gonna get down into the bottom of the pond without angering the mayor. The mayor was never gonna let you go down there of his own volition. So I didn't know how you were gonna do that. That I was like, just leave it up to them, they'll figure something out.
Required the complex con that we had built up.
That's right.
Yeah, we had the right team members too.
That's right. Yep. And you had the right number of team members too. They just had 2 people on their side. 2 people could not have pulled off the con, even if you had the right 2 people. It would have been a lot to do for 2.
You know us too well.
Planned all ahead.
I mean, when you introduce a dialogue NPC that's stupid, you just assume your players are going to take advantage of them, right? It's just going to happen.
Those are fun NPCs.
They are. Oh yeah, somebody said you could have poisoned the marriage. You have that drink poison. You could have tried to. That would have been funny.
Drug him.
I don't know if that would have worked or not.
Yeah, I could have drugged them to sleep when we were done.
Right.
Massaging them. Good point. Yeah.
Massage oil. That's pretty funny. Kelly will never know that he was rubbing lamp oil all over the marriage.
God damn it. I like that the mayor never realized that was just lamp oil I was rubbing on it.
God, it smells really bad.
Yes, it does. All right, I think that will do it for Chat for the Lost Plane.
So,
thank you to DM Chris, player Raymond. I am Eric. Thank you to all the fans for watching. See you next week.